Hello everybody. I haven't done a video for quite a long time. I've been busy uh, doing my new job, which I got. So it's Bank Holiday Monday today. I spent the weekend just sort of catching up on life admin, watching some movies, watching a lot of TV and that. Just recently got a Fire Stick, so I've got lots more movies and stuff to watch, which is probably not necessarily a good thing, but hey ho. Um, yeah, so I wanted to do a video. I just watched a video from a guy called Connor Woodman on my TV because I've got YouTube on my TV now. I've got this Fire Stick, so that's great. I've actually always wanted to have YouTube on my TV, so I'm kind of glad I've got that because it's a lot better than watching it on my phone. I've got a feeling my eyesight started to deteriorate over the last few years because I'm staring at a tiny little blinking screen all the time. So hopefully that my eyesight might get a bit better. Yeah, so Connor was talking about a video about producing and consuming, which is a topic that I've thought about before. You know, you're either a producer or a consumer. And he put it in quite a nice way that he was stuck in a job where he wasn't getting any fulfillment, and he realised that it was because he was producing it, he was consuming all the time, and even though he was at work, really the producer there is his boss, and as much as he liked his boss, that's why he realised he wasn't getting any fulfillment because he wasn't doing any producing sorry, in his own life. And it made me think that, yeah, you know, like a few weeks back or nearly a month ago, I started doing YouTube videos, sort of in that same sort of place. And since I've been working at this company, water hygiene company, which I thought when I got it was great because at the time I was looking for a job, because I'd left another job a bit abruptly because I was fed up there, and this job, which water hygiene jobs in the UK always tend to do this. They tend to promise you the world and make you think that, oh my god, this job's going to be great. It's not going to be like any of the other water hygiene jobs I work for. And then as soon as you get there, it's exactly like all the other water hygiene jobs. Sometimes maybe even worse than the one before. As much as the one I'm working at the moment isn't the world's worst, they promised me a dream of that I'd be working somewhere half an hour away, and I'm driving like an hour and a half, 2 hours some mornings to get to site, and I've got to get to site at 8:30. I'm supposed to be on site at 8:30, and I'm having to get up at stupid o'clock in the morning. And they don't even blinking pay you for half an hour of travel. That's not counted as part of your working day. So half an hour there, half an hour back, and they don't pay you for your half an hour lunch. So you end up having to do a 9.5 hour day when really you're only getting paid for 8, you know, because you're really only supposed to do a 40-hour working week. So you're doing 47 and a half hours a week when really you're supposed to be doing 40. You know, some people take out your lunch break, but a lot of companies don't. And when you start working out, because I get an annual salary, when you start working out, well, hang on, I'm working a minimum of 47 and a half hours, but pretty much a week. You work out your minimum wage, you work out your hourly rate. You're not really getting that much, and it's a bit of a trick. And yeah, there's some perks to the job. You know, you get a van and you're allowed to drive it as much as you got to pay. I have to pay £60 a month for the privilege of, you know, having the tax, the insurance bracket to allow me to do that. And you know, the fuel's free. I've had other companies where they make you pay 30p a mile still. So this company is quite good for that. But yeah, I've only been there just over a month and a half, and I am fed up of it already. I'm like, oh, they've said I was going to be working at this place. I'm not working at that place, and I'm just driving around all day long. And I'm, you know, back in the day, you never used to mind driving too much. You know, just sitting in the car, listening to music, used to be quite fun. But nowadays, sitting in the grind of all the traffic, driving around, angry drivers, driving around up your bum, it's not for me. So I'm kind of actively looking for another job. I don't want to say too much just in case someone company members might look at this, but I doubt very much they would. But just in case, so I'm hopeful that I'm probably going to get another job soon anyway. But yeah, because I watched this guy Connor Woodman's video about producing, it made me think, look, I've got to get back into doing these YouTube videos, because at least he described it like this, which I quite liked. He goes, if you don't know what to produce, look at it, what you're consuming. So what are you consuming? Talking about what you're scrolling, what you're watching on YouTube, TikTok. I don't use TikTok, but I use YouTube. So whatever ones you are, is then start doing, videos yourself. It's a bit of an oxymoron, I know, when you're telling people not to consume and then to produce the thing what people are consuming. But it does kind of make sense. And he sort of talks about how when you're doing the producing, things tend to sort of then work themselves out off the back of that, which kind of makes a bit of sense. And also, if you are planning on doing a YouTube channel and becoming a YouTuber, as it were, not that that's specifically my goal, but he says you start getting information come up from the comments and the criticism, and then you can use that and you can adjust from that, and then things tend to start compounding over a period of time, and you can then learn to get better at your art, as it were, and find your niche, find your place. So I thought I'd just get on, do a video, just start talking about what's on my mind and that. Yeah, I was supposed to go to Bristol today to meet a friend called Andrew. So if you watch this today, Andrew, I'm sorry that I didn't come, but I was just, after I had my bacon and egg butty this morning, I was a bit more like, I can't be bothered. And it was the drive down there where I was like, an hour and a half down there, and then by the time I get home, the whole day will be gone. And I'm probably gonna have to do a lot of driving this week, and I've got a lot going on with work, and also my car's at the garage at the moment, so I'm expecting to hear back from them tomorrow about that, so I could potentially go and pick that up after work tomorrow. And I've potentially got a telephone job interview tomorrow, so tomorrow is a bit of a big day, so I didn't want to overdo it today. As much as I can't, in my head before I did it, I thought, actually going to see a friend would do me the world of good, but then it was just the drive. If I could have teleported over there, mate, I would have definitely come and saw you. So I'll try and think where I can go now with this. So yeah, you're just sort of working things out. I gets a bit frustrating, and I've definitely been doing a bit of doom scrolling as well. I don't think that's probably doing my head too much good, so I'm going to try and stop doing that, and maybe do some more videos, see if I could potentially do one at least once a week now. Try and think of a topic that I could do. Obviously, most people know that the UK is not in the best place at the moment, what with the politics, what are going on, and the policing that's going on, and it's just all a bit topsy-turvy, and you just seem to think, what's going on. Our cost of living's going through the roof, and yeah, the wages aren't going up. I'm probably earning the same amount per day than what I was in 2008. Watching a video about this the other day, and the cost of living is probably about 4 times the amount. So if you think about that, cost of living's 4 times what it used to be, and you're earning the same amount of money. So we've all had to find ways to sort of not spend money like we used to, and it's just a bit frustrating, really, when you're going to work especially with the job that I do, and you're doing quite a hard job, and when you're coming home at the end of the day, and you're like, I haven't really got any money to burn. I've got to be really careful what foods I buy and how I spend my money. And then it gets to the weekend, and I'm like, again, I'm in that sort of mindset of like, I've got to go and buy my shopping, got to do my laundry, got to keep the costs down, and then it's just sort of, you go to work, come home, sit around the house on the weekend, try not to spend money, to go and do it all over again in the next week. And I remember, like, back in 2008, life wasn't like that. You had you had spare money, you'd do stuff on the weekends. You'd go out and enjoy yourself. You'd have something to do. You'd go and spend a bit of money. You know, you could do whatever you wanted. You'd have. Back in the day, I probably used to go to the pub and drink it all down the wall. So there's an element of, at least that stopped me doing that. But it's still quite frustrating now when you've come to the middle of your life where you're thinking to yourself, oh, you know, I should have a house now, I should have a family, and I should have a nice car. We're all just struggling to get by week to week, which is very, very frustrating. And I'm definitely in that place where now I'm getting so fed up with the jobs I do, I'm just starting to think I've just got to find myself something where I'm creating myself and doing something where I can get paid for my own creations. So I'm going to definitely start racking my brains about what to do, and hopefully if I can do some more YouTube videos I can get a bit more of an idea. I have got a few talents, so maybe you might see some videos come up about. I might be able to try to teach people to do some of the stuff that I kind of do, but we'll wait and see. Eh? One thing at a time. I think I'll call that it for this video, but God be with everybody. I've got a meeting up with my sister next week, who I haven't seen for a long time. We've had a bit of a jaded relationship for quite a long time since our mum passed away. We've not really spoke much, and that was a good sort of 15 years ago. We've seen each other off and on, but I haven't seen her for about maybe 4 or 5 years now, and been speaking to her on the phone recently. So and she lives relatively close. She's been going through quite a lot, and I think she's had some issues with alcohol, but she's been addressing them. So I think her heart's starting to open up, and she's not quite so closed anymore. So I'll go and see her next Sunday. We're going to go to church. So prayers be with her. Hopefully she can come to find some faith. Maybe she's already sort of half found some. She has mentioned a few things, but she hasn't mentioned being saved or being born again. So I don't think she's fully there, or kind of. Maybe she wants to be, but she just needs a bit more poking in the right direction, and maybe a bit of help from God. So yeah, God be with everybody. Have a nice day. Peace.